ॐ वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपात्तमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः।
ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः।
अथ अष्टमोऽध्यायः।
अथ अष्टमोऽध्यायः।
श्रीभगवानुवाच।
श्रीभगवानुवाच।
श्लोक नंबर 6। यं यं वापि स्मरन् भावं त्यजत्यन्ते कलेवरम्
यं यं वापि स्मरन् भावं त्यजत्यन्ते कलेवरम्
तं तमेवैति कौन्तेय सदा तद्भावभावितः।
तं तमेवैति कौन्तेय सदा तद्भावभावितः।
तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु मामनुस्मरयुध्य च।
तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु मामनुस्मरयुध्य च।
मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिर्मामे वैश्यस्य संशयम्।
मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिर्मामे वैश्यस्य संशयम्।
अभ्यासयोगयुक्तेन चेतसा नान्यगामिना
अभ्यासयोगयुक्तेन चेतसा नान्यगामिना
परमं पुरुषं दिव्यं याति पार्थानुचिन्तयन्
परमं पुरुषं दिव्यं याति पार्थानुचिन्तयन्
कविं पुराणमनुशासितारं मनोरणीयां समनुस्मरेद्यः
कविं पुराणमनुशासितारं मनोरणीयं समनुस्मरेद्यः
मनोरणीयाम् इट इस् अ typo here.
मनोरणीयं समनुस्मरेद्यः
सर्वस्य धातारमचिन्त्य रूपम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसः परस्तात्
सर्वस्य धातारमचिन्त्य रूपम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसः परस्तात्
Up to this shloka we have seen. So sada tadbhava bhavitaha. So whatever thought regarding anything which we have been practicing all through our life, that will be dominant at the time of maranam, maranakale, kalevaram, tyajante, yam yam vyapi smaran bhavam. There will not be any choice with regard to the thoughts, because whatever has been practiced, entertained, the deep samskara, that alone will be dominating the mind. Therefore, that alone will be remembered. Yata smarati tad bhavati. Yata smaranam tata bhavanam, pularjanma. So, remembering that tam tame eva eti. Remembering that you give up the shariram. So that remembrance, there is no choice with regard to the remembrance. That because it is programmed by yourself, because of the lifestyle, because of the deliberation, the part of you to entertain the type of thought. That is why taspat. Yeah, therefore, it's a big taspa. Taspa, therefore, upadesha is given. What upadesha? Sarveshu kaleshu, in all periods of time, all the time. So, all the time means all the time, 24/7. Whatever you do, whichever action, or you don't do action, all the time, you remember me. It means there is no rest. There is no holiday in spiritual life. There is no rest, there is no respite to be free from away from the thought of Ishvara. That is why Sarveshu Kaleshu. So you cannot rest freeing yourself from the thought of the Lord. You cannot move away from Him. Neither you should not alienate. It should be all the time. It should be deliberate in the beginning, then it becomes natural. So remembering me, we do your karma. Yudhya is Yuddha karma for Arjuna. For others, whatever karma one is supposed to do, the action, the keeping with one's ashrama, varna, vyavastha, the situation, life situation, one has to perform mam anuspara, remembering me. So mam anuspara, for upadesha, remember me all the time and do your karma, do your duty. So doing karma, doing the duty, remembering the Lord. So therefore, what is the use? What is the benefit? Mayarpita mano buddhi, offering the mind, offering the manaha buddhi, offer everything unto Ishvara. It means the mind is occupied with Ishvara. So offering the mind, with the mind be made God-centric, Ishvara-centric. That is the Arpanam. That is the Arpanam. So you have bhakti. So mind is filled with Ishvara. So you do karma, Ishvara Prityartam. That is how you bring Ishvara into life. As Swamiji says, bringing Ishvara into life. Whatever comes, that it takes us the Ishvara, Anugraha, Ishvara Prasada, by which the mind becomes pure. Once the mind becomes pure, the knowledge is not far away. Therefore, Mameva Aishyasi. Mameva, you attend me alone, Aishyasi iti. Then the next two shlokas we have seen Bhagavan here talks about the person who meditates upon the Saguna Brahma, that Saguna Ishvara. Abhyasa Yoga Yuktena, endowed with Abhyasa, practice. Practice, everyday practice. Abhyasa Yoga Yuktena, na Anyagamina Chetasa. Anyagami, Anyagami, it is Anyagamin. Anyamgami, Anyagami. We have seen this in the Samasa class, Tvitiya Tat Purusha, if you remember. Shrutadishu Gamyadinam Upasankhyanam and Vartikam we saw. This Gramam, Grami, etc. So with Gami, Gami, the Dvitiyantam Savantapadam Samasyate. It's a compound. Tvitiya Tat Purusha. It's an interesting one you can note because this is all very rare to find. And we have seen Anyam Gami, Anyagami, Gramam Gami we have seen. So here Anyam. Anyam is Dvitiya Vibhakti. Anyam Gami, Anyagami. Na Anyagami, Na Anyagami. Nan Tat Purusha. It means the mind, na Anyagami. Anyagami, na Anyagami. That is, the mind is filled with Ishvara. Na Anyagami, na. Na Anyagami, na. Not allowing the mind. Not allowing the mind to rest on any other thing other than the Ishvara. That is the sadhana. That is the Abhyasa. So Abhyasa Yoga Yuktena, by practice. Because meditation is involved. So meditation involves practice. The tendency of the mind is to go away from the object of meditation. From the Dhyaya Vastu, it will move away. Therefore, Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena jagrgyate. Yata Bhagavata Uttam Shashtodhyaye. And Arjuna has Chanchalam hi Mana Krishna Paramati Balavadridam. For that Bhagavan said, only by Abhyasa, repeated practice. Abhyasa sometimes may be tiring, but there is no other way. So therefore, to gain the flow of similar thoughts, Sajatiya Vritti, Vijati Ananta, Anantarita, Sajatiya Vritti Pravagha, that is what is Dhyanam, Upasana. Not allowing the dissimilar thoughts. That is Abhyasa. There only Abhyasa is required. Even when dissimilar thoughts come, that is also a part of meditation only. It has to be brought into the Dhyaya Vastu, the Upasana Devata. If it's Saguna Brahma Ishvara, then Upasana Devata. If it is Nirguna Brahma Dhyanam, Nididhyasana, then it has to be brought to the Vichara. If it is Omkara, Omkara Vichara. So therefore, Abhyasa. By that, Paramam Purusham Divyam Yati. We can see Divyam Purusham, the Purusha, the Ishvara, who is Paramam Purusham, effulgent Ishvara. Therefore, E Partha Anuchintayan, remembering me all the time. Punah Punaha Shramanam, that is Nirguna Brahma Dhyanam, Nididhyasanam. Punah Punaha Shramanam Kuryat. Or remembering the Saguna Brahma Ishvara, Eli Ishta Devata, remembering, taking the name of the Lord, doing japa, etc. Japa is also upasana. Keeps the mind occupied with the name of the Lord, repetition. So that thought dominates. That is why japa is advised. Why japam? The japa, when it is done repeatedly, it becomes ajapa. Without our will, the mind will be repeating the name of the Lord. So that becomes a thought at the time of death. Without any other effort. Effortlessly the thought arises. So therefore, Smaran Tyajante Kalevaram Tam Tameva Yeti. So therefore, that is why japa. Then the next the shloka, that is ninth one, we saw that in the last class. There's certain words describe these nirguna aspects of the Lord. Certain words saguna aspects. Every word we have seen. So we can take anyway, saguna or nirguna. Some descriptions are saguna. Some are nirguna. Kavim, Puranam. So the previous shloka, Anuchintayan, Those who remember me, they come to me. Then what? How to remember what is who is that? That is said here. Described. That Bhagavan is described. He is Kavihi, he is Puranaha, he is Anushasitaraha, Anoraniyan, Sarvasi Dataram, Dataraha, Datru, Sarvasi Dhata, Achintya Rupam. Is Achintya Rupam that to be Chintaniyam, that all which we contemplated upon. Is even though beyond our thinking, conception, should be thought upon as that. For that only we have different alambanam, omkara alambanam, etc. Ishvara can be invoked in any murti or any shabda, omkara shabda, not any shabda. Omkara shabda is mainly described the shastram, and Ishvara can be invoked in any murti, any form. Bhagavan can be invoked in any rupam, in human form or animal form or mixture of both. So therefore, in any form, because it is achintya rupam, therefore it is made chintya by invoking in any rupam. The form remembering which your mind becomes pure. Example, for example, Rama Dharma Avataraha, Ramaha. So remembering Rama or remembering Devi or remembering Shiva, whichever your Ishta Devatas. So invoking the Lord in that form and attributing all the qualities, the adjectives which are mentioned here, is there is no difference between Rama, Krishna, Shiva, or Devi. All are same. The form which you like, that can be taken as the that can be taken as alambanam for the upasana. That becomes upasi devata. So sarvadhidataram achintya rupam and is aditya varnam, effulgent, tamasah parasta, beyond this darkness. There is no darkness. He is a giver of knowledge. So one who meditates on the Saguna Brahma, what happens to him? There must be a palam because sadhana is involved. Dhyanam and japa, etc. Therefore, the person will gain moksha. That is the moksha, the type of moksha is what we call. The mukti is called krama mukti. That is the topic of this chapter, krama mukti. So upasana for krama mukti and upasana even for Vedantina also it's required because it makes the mind one-pointed. Chitta Naishchalya. Even to stay with the thoughts of the Shastra, we need certain focus. Therefore, Upasana helps. That is why the sixth chapter we saw meditation, Dhyana Yoga, Atma Sanyama Yoga. Then the next shloka, you can see why I said this chapter deals with Krama Mukti because the condition for gaining Krama Mukti by going through Brahma Loka is taught. Let us read the shloka number 10. Prayanakale manasachaleන
प्रयाणकाले मनसाचलेन
bhaktya yukto yoga balena chaiva
भक्त्या युक्तो योगबलेन चैव
prabhor madhye pranamaveshya samyak
भ्रुवोर्मध्ये प्राणमावेश्य सम्यक्
satam param purushamupaiti divyam.
सतं परं पुरुषमुपैति दिव्यम्.
Here it is upasana is mixed with yoga, pranayama. So what happens to the person at the time of death, prayana kala? We saw parantakale muchanti sarve, parantakala for jnani, aparantakala for ajnani. Jnani doesn't come back, therefore parantakala. Ajnani comes back, aparantakala. What about upasaka? Upasaka also, they travel, but their travel is involved. They travel through Shukla Marga to Brahmaloka. So parantakala, therefore. So here we talk about the person who is a Pasaka, a yogi, is also yogi because he has mastered yoga, pranayama, he has got mastery over his shariram, prana. So therefore he is able to direct the flow of prana, stop the flow of prana. So therefore, prayana kale manasa achalena manasa. Manam, the mind which is achala, not not unsteady, it is steady, not distracted. Achalena manasa at the time of the departure from this shariram. So therefore, is preparing himself for the journey, the journey, the journey which doesn't have any baggageless journey. It's a free journey with free hand, but keeping the mind focused, steady. Achalena manasa, the mind which is focused, ready to leave the shariram. So, and that is very important. Another the word bhaktya yuktaha, endowed with bhakti. Bhakti, that is devotion unto the Lord, contemplating on the Lord. Bhakti implies, it means devotion. Devotion implies contemplation, meditating on the Lord, meditating on the Lord. So, meditating on the Lord, he gives up the shariram. For Jnani, we have seen Parantakala, while living is Jivan Muktaha, a Jnani. Parantakale, after the drop of the Shariram, all the Sharirams are disposed of here itself. Sthula Shariram goes back to Samashti Tattvam. Sukshma also goes back. Karnam also dissolves. No karma left out, therefore Jnani doesn't travel, doesn't go anywhere. Therefore Videha Mukti. Whereas here, we are talking about Upasaka. Upasaka also, Ajnani Eva, is not far away from Jnanam. Therefore, Sthula Shariram is dropped. Is Ajnani. So he goes to Brahmaloka, he goes with Sukshma and Karana Shariram. And Prana is where? Prana is located in the Sukma Shariram. Prana is a part of, it's a Kala, Saptadasha Kala Bihi. Then Prana is the Sukma Shariram. Therefore, Yoga Balena Pranam Avesha Samyak. Yoga Balena Pruvar Madhye Pranam Avesha Samyak. So therefore, since he is a yogi, therefore he knows how to make the prana steady, how to withdraw the prana. Therefore, he withdraws the prana, withdraws to Udana Vayu. Depending on the function, there are 5 pranas. The pranas are given 5 names. Same prana, depending on the function. Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. Udana Vayu, it operates at the time of death, Udana. So, therefore, Udana, the Udana Vayu, the prana, it passes through the Nadi, passes through the Sushumna Nadi, which goes from the heart to the eyebrow and to the Brahmarandra on the top of the head. So, therefore, meditating on the Lord, Bruvor Madhye Pranam Aveshya, withdraws his prana shakti to the middle of the eyebrow, to the Sushumna Nadi, by this power of yoga. He's a yogi, he has practiced yoga, he has got mastery over yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, dharana, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. Therefore, pratyahara, withdrawing, he withdraws his indriyas, everything from the external objects, pratyahara, then focusing the mind on the contemplating the mind on the Lord, and able to unable to pass the prana through the Sushumna Nadi, pranam avesh samyak. So withdraw the prana shakti to the middle of the eyebrow, and he just leaves the shariram to the Brahmarandra, top of the head, opens up and he leaves the shariram. So therefore, this is how they say Bhishma in Mahabharata, he has got Icha Marana, that Varam. So he gave up his prana by yoga bala. So therefore, Bruvor Madhya Pranam Samyak Aveshya. Aveshya is withdrawing the prana between the eyebrow, and we have seen in and the Kathoprishta also. Then to the Brahmarandra, the prana, the Sukshma Shariram leaves the body, Sola Shariram. Then Satam Param Purusham Upaiti. Then reaches the Purusha Upaiti. Param Purusham Upaiti. Uttamam Purusham Upaiti. Prapnoti. That is, he reaches Brahmaloka. So by yoga, by yogic practice, so he is able to withdraw the prana, focus the mind on the Lord because of the abhyasa. Abhyasa yoga yuktena. So therefore, prayana kale, manasa achalena, with the mind steady at the time of death, the mind is undistracted, endowed with bhakti and yoga. Yoga balena, bhaktya yuktaha yoga balena, the Ashtanga yoga, and able to place the prana between the eyebrows and that is Sushumna Nadi. Eyebrows means Sushumna Nadi, from the heart to the eyebrow to the end to the Brahmarandra. That person, then he leaves the Shariram, and Paramam Purusham, the Purusha, Paramam Purusha, Divyam Purusham, Eti. So remembering the Lord, raising the prana, leaves the Shariram. Iti. Therefore, here, Upasaka. Upasaka by his Upasana is done repeatedly. So now at the time of death, is able to do and leave from the Shariram. It's Prayana Kala. So this Upasaka will reach Brahmaloka and get Mukti. That Mukti is called Karma Mukti. So therefore Upasana also has Palam. Upasana also has Palam. Then this is about Upasana. Then the next shloka also talks about there. The next shloka, the Nirguna Brahma is directly contemplated upon. For that, the Alambanam. In this shloka, the Alambanam was any Upasya Devata, any Dhyaya Vastu. Similarly, Omkara also can be taken as the Alambanam and meditated upon. The Shastra Omkara Upasana is famous. And that we have seen in Kathopanishad. In fact, Madhavaraja begins its Upadesha saying, Om Ityetat. In fact, that shloka is from the Kathopanishad. Almost this shloka is similar to that shloka. It is just lifted, the second line of the shloka. Idichanto brahmacharya. The Kathopanishad we have seen Sarve Veda Yatpadam Apanot Yatpadam Amananti Tapahumsi Sarvani Chayadvadanti Idichanto brahmacharyam Charanti Tate Padam Sangrahena Bravimi Om Ityetat Iti Yamadharmaraja. He begins its Upadesha. Yadichanta brahmacharyam charanti tate padam sangrahena bravimi yet pravaksha. Only the kriya padam is different. Second line is just taken from the Kathopanishad. So here Omkara alambanam, Omkara upasana is talked about. Omkara can be taken for dhyanam. Omkara can be taken for contemplation, vichara also. For Nirguna Brahma Upasaka, it is vichara. For Saguna Brahma Upasaka, Omkara is a pratika, is a symbol, and also it becomes the alambana. It's a sound symbol that becomes a pratika, alambana for dhyanam also. Dhyanam can be done on any form, the form having, the form could be animal form, a human form, or a mixture of any form. And dhyanam can be done on a sound form also, sound symbol. So Omkara, sound symbol is, sound is sukshma. So the mind also has to be sukshma. So Omkara, the sound symbol, it's a pratika. As pratima, the form, the murti, is helpful for focusing the mind, pratima. Now Omkara is a pratika. If it is a murti, then it is called pratima. If it is a sound symbol, it is called pratika. And Om itself is Brahma. Om itself is the name of the Lord, and that itself becomes pratika. So therefore, there is advantage in that is why the Omkara Upasana. Omkara as for Upasana and Omkara as well as for Vichara. Both are done. Upasana by Upasaka, Saguna Brahma Upasaka, and Vichara by Nirguna Brahma Upasaka, that is Nididhyasam, that is Jnani. That is Jnanam. That is Nididhyasana. So the same Omkara is taken as Alambanam for both Vichara as well as for Dhyanam by two different people. Upasaka does the Upasanam and reaches Brahmaloka, whereas a person who studies Shastram, who is into Jnana Yoga, he does Vichara of the Omkara and arrives at Brahma, discovery of the knowledge that Atma Brahma iti. So for both, this is Alambanam. That is why, in Kathopanishad, we have seen Etadhyevaksharam Brahma, Etadhyevaksharam Param. Etadhyevaksharam Nyatva yo yadi chati tasya tat. Etadalambanam shreshtam, etadalambanam param. Etad alambanam, it is param. Etadalambanam Nyatva Brahmaloke mahiyate. It reveals in Brahmaloka, taking Omkara as alambanam, support. It is a dhyaya, taking support of Omkara, the pratika, Brahmaloke magiyate, upasaka. He revels in Brahmaloka, he goes to Brahmaloka. So that Omkara, upasana, Omkara for meditation, upasana, Omkara for contemplation, nidhyasanam, that forms the anga of the Jnana Sadhanam, Shamanam, Mananam, Nidhyasanam. So it is done by both the Vedanti as well as the Upasaka. So that let us read the shloka. Yadaksharam Vedavido Vadanti
Yadaksharam Vedavido Vadanti
Vishanti Yadyatayo Vitaragaha
Vishanti Yadtayo Vitaragaha
Yadichanto Brahmacharyam Charanti
Yadichanto Brahmacharyam Charanti
Tatte Padam Sangrahena Pravakshe.
Tatte Padam Sangrena Pravakshe.
So, this second line of the shloka is similar to Kathopanishad. And first line of the shloka is similar to the mantra in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Soho vacha etad vaitad aksharam gargim brahmana vivadanti. It is similar to the mantra in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. And second line, similar to Kathopanishad. Yadichanto brahmacharyam charanti tate padam sangrahena bradimi omityetat. Iti Kathopanishad. So here, Yadaksharam, Yat Aksharam, Akshara. Akshara is here Omkara, that is Akshara, Yat Aksharam. So the Yadaksharam Vedavido Vadanti. Aksharam again, it is described in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad as Astula Anano iti. Aksharam. So that Aksharam Brahma. Aksharam is Aksharam Brahma. In Mandaka Upanishad also we have seen Aksharam. Yaya Tadaksharam Adigamyate. Dve Vidye Veditevye Paracha Aparacha. Paravidya, Aparavidya is all the Vedanga, etc. Aparavidya. And what is Paravidya? Yaya Tadaksharam Adigamyate. That Aksharam Brahma. The Brahma which is not subject to change, indestructible, that is the Aksharam. Yata Aksharam, Veda Vidaha. Because it is revealed by the Veda. vadanti. Veda vidaha means Vedam, Vedavit. Vedam janati, Vedam veti, Vedavit. So, Veda, the one who knows the Veda, who have done the Adhyanam of the Veda, they know. They know this Aksharam Brahma. And no, they know, and then Veda Veda Vadanti, yet ichanti, desiring to know that also. Veda Vidaha Vadanti, that Veda Vit know, yet ichantaha, desiring which the people, Brahmacharyam Charanti, wanting to know that the sadhaka, the aspirants, they lead a life of Brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is being the discipline of the discipline which a person has to follow as a student. When teacher is there, then only is a student. So in the presence of the teacher, he plays the role of a student. As a student, what he's supposed to do, what he's supposed to do, should do and should not do, do's and don'ts. It's a life of discipline. He must be committed to knowledge. He is completely dedicated to the pursuit of jnanam. That is a discipline. So therefore 24/7 it is only adhyanam, study, shastram. Therefore that is a discipline. And whatever is required for conducive, the way of that life, way for this person, that he must follow. That is a discipline. So that is brahmacharya, getting up early in the morning and not sleeping in the afternoon. So all these are certain disciplines. Mantra japa, dhyanam, upasana also is important. Shastra adhyayanam. So all these things are important. And also they say an aspirant must sleep like a dog, shwanidra or kakanidra. It doesn't sleep. The moment you touch it, it wakes up. So that's therefore doesn't sound. No, that doesn't get sleep sound. So he's always ready for the class for brahmachari. Brahmacharyam charanti. Brahmacharyam charanti as, and also being a brahmachari as little possession, aparigraha, all those things are values have to be followed. That is a lakshanam of a vidyarthi. Vidyam ichati chet, sukham tyajet. If you are vidyarthi, that's a subhashitam. That's a subhashitam that says, if you desire vidya, then sukha tyaga to be done. Because both cannot be in the same locus. So vidyam ichati, tarhi sukham tyajet. Sukham ichati, vidyam tyajet. So sukham or vidya. So vidya displaces sukha. So that therefore one must be committed to vidya, knowledge. That's why it's called vidyarthi. Antevasi, all these are different names for the student. Antevasi is one who lives with the teacher. Antevasi. Vidyati chet, sukham tyajet. Sukhati chet, vidyam tyajet. So here brahmachari is vidyarthi. Therefore charanti, brahmacharyam charanti. So yet ichantaha, the ichantaha, desiring to know that brahmacharyam charanti and vishanti. Vishanti yat yatayaha vitaragaha. Vitaragaha yat vishanti. Vitaragaha, that is raga, the attachment. Vitaraga is vairagyam. Vitaha ragaha yasmat saha. Vitaragaha bhagavacham te vitaragaha. The dispassionate, who is dispassionate. Vishanti, Vishanti, Vitaragaha Vishanti. They enter. They enter into the study. They commit. So Vitaragaha Vishanti. They attain Vishanti. Yadyatayaha Vishanti. Vitaragaha referring to the Vairagya. The first in the Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti, Vairagya, therefore the Vairagya, one must be free from this raga. One must be free from the free from the distractions which are brought in by the external objects. Then only one must be able to focus. So therefore, vitaragaha. So yatayaha. Yatayaha is yatana shilaha. It could be sannyasi or it could be your. We can take it to be sannyasi. We can take all these words to be individual sentences. Vadanti is that Vedavidaha vadanti, and vitaragaha vishanti. Ichantaha charanti, brahmacharyam charanti. So we can take it as independent sentences or we can combine and say also. Anyway, we can interpret. Vedavidaha aksharam, yat aksharam vadanti. Vitaragaha, that is yatayaha vitaragaha san vishanti. They enter into, they gain. Vishanti is yat vishanti. So sannyasinaha, they gain, which yat ichantaha brahmacharyam charanti. So we can take all these to be independent. Yet all individual sentences. Yet is common. Tat padam. So that finally connected. That yet sambandaha. Yet veda vidaha vadanti. Yet aksharam veda vidaha vadanti. That akshara which is vadanti, which veda vidaha talk about. Yet vitaragha vishanti. That vitaragha which they enter, they gain. Vishanti is wish to enter. Enter means it is gain. Labante ityartaha. Yet ichantaha brahmacharyam charanti. People who deciding which lead a life of brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is guru upasadanam. Tadviti paripatena guru upasadanam and pariprashnena and sevya, etc. In order to know, they lead a life of discipline. Brahmacharyam charanti. Tat padam, that padam. What padam? Akshara padam. It is Brahma padam. Tat padam. Tat padam. Sangrahena. Tat padam. Sangrahena. Briefly. Brief at the same time. It's very clear. Sankshepa rupena. Sankshepena. Brief. At the same time, it's clear. So I will tell you briefly. So Tattva Padam. Yat Padam. Ete ichanti vishanti charanti. Tattva Padam. Agam Sangrahena Bravimi. Iti. Bhagavan gives a pratignya, a declaration. I will teach you. For what purpose they pursue this? Veda vidaha vadanti. Vitaraha vishanti. Ichantaha brahmacharyam charanti. For gaining the moksha. So that akshara padam, brahma padam. That I tell you. The Bhagavan gives a pratignya here. So tat padam. What padam that? Here that padam, tatte padam sangrahena pravakshya. That Omkara is going to come later. Omityeka aksharam brahma. But in the Kathopanishad, Omityetat at the end itself comes Omkara. So this Omkara about, he said Omkara is the Om. Om is the Avati Rakshati iti Om. The Avati Rakshati iti Om, it is from the Avadhatu. Ava means Rakshane. Avadhatu has got many meanings. It's a long, you will see in Dhatu Pata, a long the word will be there. It's got many meanings. One meaning is Rakshana. So Rakshana meaning. Shane. From the Avadhatu only you get Avati plus Dhatu plus Manin Pratyaya, Unadi Pratyaya. Then Tilopaha happens, Avatehe, Telupaha, then Man. Then Oot will come, who will replace both. The last class, Sanskritam class, we saw that in the Savanta, we saw same, that Akara as well as Upada, both are replaced by Ukara, then U plus Man Pratyaya. Man Pratyaya, Tilopaha happens, only Makara alone will remain. And then Guna happens, O will become O, Om. That's how we get Om, simple. So Omkara, you know, it is derived. Derived from the Avdhatu. And Av means Rakshane. So Avati Rakshati iti Om. That which protects is Om. Who is that? It's Ishvara. So Omkara is, therefore, is a word for Brahma. So Om means you have to remember Ishvara. There is no choice. Om is not some mystic syllable. Om is Bhagavan, name of the Lord. Om Tat Sat iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So every chapter we chant Om. So Omkara is the name of the Lord. And it is the pratika, symbol for meditating on the Lord. Omkara, the word when it's uttered, you have to remember the Lord. There's no other way. Because Om is Ishvara, Brahma Eva. The moment you heard the word pot, the object comes to your mind. When you hear the Om, when you hear the Om, then Ishvara comes to your mind. Ishvara without form. Ishvara with form or without form, whatever it is. With form means it is sound. Sukshma it is. Sound is also a form. So form means not with the rupa, not available for your sight perception, but Om. Because we know this among the Panchatattva, Akasha and Vayu, they are Amuta. They don't have form. The Murti, the form starts only from Agni. Agni, Apaha, Prithivi. So when you have Murti, Murta Rupa, Murta is, the form means it is available for your sight perception. So Agni is available for Chakshuhu, Apaha for taste, Prithivi for Gandha. So therefore Chakshurindriya, the Murti, the form is available for perception. And to make the Jaya Vastu more subtle, one step above, Vayu. Vayu is Parsha. One step further above, Akasha. So when you make the Jaya Vastu more subtle, your mind has to become subtle to meditate upon that. Even Akasha Vayu also it is also an object only. It is also an object available for perception, but it is Sukshma, not like Agni, Apaha, Prithivi. They are Murta, therefore available for sight perception, nose, and the smell. Whereas Akasha and Vayu is Amurta. So, and when you say Onkara is a sound. Sound means it is Akasha. So Akasha means ears. So here eyes, there is no function, there is no work of eyes, there is no functioning of eyes, only the ear, the Om, the sound which we chant, can be chanted as a japa also, the Om, and meditate on that. So that becomes a pratika. Pratima is that on which you meditate, which is available as in some form. A murti is available. Bhagavan is available. Bhagavan is invoked in a murti, the murti with some attribute, some form. That is easy to start with. But the more the mind becomes subtle, then it is in Amurta, formless. Onkara doesn't have form, it is a sound. Still formless is Brahma, Nirgunam. So Onkara is taken as Alambana for the Nirguna Brahma, Dhyanam. In fact, Onkara is Nirguna Brahma Dhyanam. It's the best Alambana. That is why Yetad Alambanam Nyatta Brahma Loke Magiyate iti, Kathopanishad says. Therefore, this Onkara, the Om, becomes a Vachaka, a word for the Brahma, which is Vachyam. So the Vak and Artha, Vagartha Viva Samprukto, Vagartha Pratipatte. The Vak, the word and the letter are interconnected. You cannot separate. Therefore, the moment you say Om, you contemplate upon the Brahma, the meaning of Onkara. What is the meaning of Onkara? Onkara is Brahma. Brahma is myself. That is why it is Dididhyasanam Onkara Vichara, as it is done in the Mandukya. When you contemplate on the meaning of the Onkara as Ishvara, then it becomes Dhyana. When it is Vichara is done, then it is Dididhyasanam as Akara, Ukara, Makara. Onkara is a loaded one. So all the three avasthas are loaded. And after Makara, there is a pause. There is stateless state. That is what we call Turiyam. And that is the Vichara. That is as it is done in the Mandukya. That is Nididhyasan, contemplation. But if you meditate, if you contemplate upon the meaning of Onkara as Ishvara, Brahma, then it becomes a meditation, Dhyana. In Dhyana only we have two alambana. One is Pratika, other one is Pratima. Pratima is something which is available in a physical form. That is Dhyana. Pratika is a sound symbol, therefore ears. It's a Sukshma. More Sukshma than the Pratima. So therefore, whether it is a Pratima or Pratika, whether it is a form symbol or sound symbol, you can do the Adhyaropa of Ishvara on that and meditate and worship that as Ishvara. Whether it's a Murti, Pratima or a Pratika, you can meditate. But the meditation is involved. Therefore, Ishvara is Paroksha. Because meditation, it's Upasana. Therefore, it is Paroksha. And the result of this is Brahmaloka Prapti. If Nidhyasanam is done, if you do the vichara of that, it has me, then it is Aparoksha. It is Aparoksha Brahma. But here meditation, Dhyanam is talked about. Therefore, the Palam also will be different. Palam is Brahmaloka Prapti. Therefore, Param Brahma, Omkaram, Omkara Brahma Paramatmanam, Dhyatva Brahmaloke Magiyate, Etadalambanam, Dhyatva Brahmaloke Magiyate. So that is the Omkara. Therefore, the Upasaka meditating on the Omkara, they travel to, at the time of death, after death, leaving the Shriram to the Sushumna Nadi and to the Brahmarandra, they go to the Brahmaloka, and from Brahmaji get Upadesha and becomes Bhaktaha Krama Mukti. That is Upasana. And here in this chapter, that already is talked about. Omkara, Alambana, Upasana. Now, the next shloka, there again, how does the yogi gives up the Shariram, placing his mind, withdrawing the sense organs, and placing the mind. It's talked about. Placing the mind on the Dhyayavastu. Let us read. Sarvadvarani Sanyamya Manohradi Nirudhya cha
Sarvadvarani
Dvarani Sanyamya Manohridi Nirudhya cha
Murdhyadhayatmanah Pranam Astito Yogadharanam.
Mudhyadhayatmana Pranam Astito Yogadharanam.
Therefore, here Yoga Dharanam, Pranam, Asitaha, Sarvadvarani Sanyamya. Sarvadvarani Sanyamya is Sarva Indriyani Sanyamya, that is Pratyahara. So, therefore, yogi is talked about. Upasaka is a yogi. Here, Upasaka also practiced yoga, Ashtanga yoga, that is talked about. Therefore, it's not a Jnani, because Jnani is, for Jnani, there is no travel involved. Only Vichara is involved. Because here, the Sayama and this yoga, dharanam, all these things are talked about. Therefore, it is a yogi. So, therefore, yogi, sarvadvarani, all the dwara. Here, dwara means the gates. Gate means through which the indriyas operate, functions, having as contact with the external objects. So, therefore, it is indriyani ityartaha. So, sarvadvarani, all the dwara. Not Navadvare Pure Yogi, not the Navadvara. Here Indriyani, Karmendriyani, Jnanendriyani. Mainly Jnanendriyani. Karmendriyani are, we are talking about the person who is in the deathbed at the last moment of his life. Or maybe is sitting as a yogi, is ready to depart from the Shariram. So therefore there is no Karmendriya, Jnanendriya. So therefore withdrawing all the Indriyas, sense organs, contact of the sense organs with the sense objects, withdraws from the world. He withdraws from the Sarvadvarani Sanyamya, having closed from the 5 dwaras, Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasagandha, all the Indriyani, Pancha Jnanendriyani, which are the gates through which he operates, through which we operate, we get to know the objects, we get to know the knowledge of the perception. So that is shut, that is closed. That Jnanendriyas are shut now. Jnanendriya, we are about yogi. Jnani doesn't require, because Jnani already talked about in the 6th chapter. How does a Jnani sit for Nididhyasanam, and all it is talked about. Here yogi is talked about. So therefore, this yogi, but certain steps are common. Antaranga sadhana, certain antaranga sadhanas are common. You may sit in a posture which is comfortable with the organs, sense organs withdrawn. Therefore, yama, niyama, asana, you must be a asana siddha. Therefore, comfortably sitting in asana, even at the time of death. Asana, then pranayama, already pranayama, then pranayama visa. And here also it is going to be said pranam asitaha. Then dharana, pratyahara, and then dharana. Pratyahara is withdrawing the sense organs. That's what is here mentioned. Sarvadvarani Sayyamya. In the Ashtanga Yoga, it is Pratyahara. Sarvadvarani Sayyamya is Pratyahara in the Ashtanga Yoga. Then focusing the mind. Mano Hridi Nirudhyacha. So Indriyas are taken care. Then the mind, not allowing the mind to occupy with any other thought. That is important. Therefore, Manaha, placing the mind in the Hridi, in the heart. Nirudhya, stopping the mind in the heart. Stopping the mind in the heart. So therefore, the mind also is now, it is focused. Then Indriyani and Manaha. Then Prana is left out. Therefore, then Murdhani, top of the head. Murdhani Adaya, Shamita. Atmanaha Pranam. Once Prana he places on the top of the head. That is, on to the Sushumna Nadi from the heart. The heart is not the physical heart, is just heart on the right side. Right side, where is heart? When Ramana Maharshi says it is a right heart. That right heart means it is a spiritual heart, not the physical heart. It's all yogic terms. So right, the nadi passes from the heart through the Sushumna nadi between the eyebrows and Brahmarandra. Therefore, now Murdhani, he places Adaya Atmanaha Pranam Astita. Astita places his prana on the top of the head. Now, doesn't leave from the Shariram. Now, what does he do? He doesn't allow the prana to leave the Shariram. He practices Dharanam. Astitaha Yoga Dharanam. Dharanam is one step before Dhyanam. Dharanam Dhyanam. He places his mind, holding the mind in the Devata, Upasi Devata. Placing the mind on the Upasi Devata, he meditates, placing the mind on the Upasi Devata, Rama, Krishna, whatever it is, or in the Omkara also as a Pratika, that is also a Alambanam for Dhyanam. So placing the mind on that, he does what? He does the Smaranam. That is said in the next following shloka, Anusmaram. The Kriya Padam here not there. The shloka doesn't have Kriya Padam. The next shloka, there is a Kriya Padam. Omiti Ekaksharam Brahma Vyagaran Mam Anusmaran. Anusmarati. Mam Anusmaran. Mam Anusmarati. Mam Anusmaran Yaha Tyajet Degam. Yaha Degam Tyajan. The one who leaves the Shariram. Prayati. Saha Mam Yati. Paramam Gati Mam Yati. He comes to me alone. So therefore, we have to connect to the next shloka. Omityekaksharam Brahma. Let us read that also. Omityekaksharam Brahma. Vyakaran Mamanusmaran.
Omit ekaksharam brahma vyagaran mam anusmaran.
Yah prayati tyajan degam sayati paramam gatim.
Yah
Prayati taj
sayati
deham sayati paramam gatim.
So here it is very clear. Gita talks about Omkara Upasana. Omiti ekaksharam Brahma, that becomes the object of the Upasana Deya. So I meditate the Omkara. Omkara is Alambanam. So you can see the similarity between Katha Upanishad and this. Omkara is it's Alambanam. So therefore, here Omkara is Alambanam or any Upasi Devata also. So Upasaka, he practices this at the time of death. Whatever he has been practicing. Here Omkara is the Prasiddha in the Shastram. Therefore, he Onkara. And also Onkara, there is a benefit. Onkara is the name of the Lord. And it is Alamanam also. You can do Onkara Japa also. Like Rama, Sita, the Japam, we do Shiva Japa and all, Panchakshara Japa. Onkara itself becomes a Japa. Chanting Onkara, they say it increases Vairagyam. So therefore, he meditates on Omiti Ekaksharam, Omiti Ekaksharam Brahma, Vyagaran, chanting Vyagaran, do Japa, Vyagaran. So Omiti iti Ekaksharam, Ucharayan, Vyagaran, chanting taking the name of the Lord. Taking the name of the Lord, withdrawing the sense organs, placing the mind in the heart, and prana at the top of the head. Yoga dharanam, he does the dharanam. Chanting, he does the dharanam. Meditate on the Onkara. Then chanting, yaha deham tejan. Giving the shariram, yaha prayati, those who goes, where does he go? Saha mam paramam gatim yati. Paramam gatim yati saha. He reaches the highest gati. Reaches the highest gati. Highest gati is what gati? Brahmaloka prapti. Reaches Brahmaloka. So yoga dharanam astitaha omiti ekaksharam brahma vyagaran ma manusmaran. He departs from the shariram. Dekam tejan yati. He goes. Yaha yati. The one who goes. Where does it go? Saka yati paramam gatim, the most exalted gati, which is Brahmaloka. So Brahmaloka, he reaches. There taught by Brahmaji, he gets mukti, karma mukti. You see, karma mukti is talked about. Karma mukti for that here, Onkara alambanam. It's a prasiddha alambanam. Onkara is the name of the Lord. So therefore, all the devata, all your Ishta devata also, it's all is nothing but Onkara. Ishta devata also can be, can from the murti, from pratima to, can be reduced to pratika. Om, referring to my Ishta devata. So Vyakaran, Ucharayan, chanting the name of Ishta devata, Upasya devata. Ma Manusmara, remembering me, remembering the Ishvara. They are not different from Ishvara, remembering Ishvara, the one who gives us the Shariram. He reaches the most exalted, Paramam Uttamam Gatim. That is Brahmaloka. Brahmaloke Mahiyate. That's why Gita Upanishad also says, Etadalamanam Yatma, Brahmaloke Mahiyate. From Brahmaji gets Upadesha and becomes free. That is Karma Mukti. We'll stop here. We'll continue next class. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopanisadaihi Rayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam Navidasura Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Dhanyavadah.
Dhanyavada, Guruji. Dhanyavada, Sharanji. Sharanji, a small doubt.
Yes.
We are talking about three types of mukti. Huh? Dhyana, idilla. Three types of mukti. Grammar illa. No. You are discussing about the Jivan Mukti,